Imagine logging into work on Monday and your manager says, I activate AI transformation. You look down and suddenly your whole IT department is face down in defense position, and somewhere in HR, a person with a laminated badge whispers, you have activated my severance package. She there? Today we're doing something deeply unserious with a very real thing. We're turning AI layoffs into a dramatic trading card duel. Not a normal business breakdown, a duel. Because honestly, if companies are going to explain layoffs with phrases like efficiency initiatives and strategic realignment, then I think we deserve monster cards, trap cards, and at least one dramatic desk slam. So first, let's look at the opening hand. The weird part about AI layoffs is that the story is both real and kind of slippery. AI is absolutely changing work. Reports from groups like the World Economic Forum keep talking about automation, reskilling, and whole categories of tasks being reshuffled. And Challenger has reported AI showing up as a side of reason in job cut plans. So this is not just some guy on LinkedIn posting the robots took my spreadsheet. There is a real workplace shift happening. But the comedy starts when every complicated business decision suddenly puts on a shiny cape and says, I was AI all along. That is the card I want to talk about, because in the corporate deck, AI transformation is not just a tool card. It is a spell card, a budget card, a vibes card. And sometimes, let's be honest, a card that lets someone avoid saying, we wanted to spend less money. And this is where the corporate combo starts. Picture the manager across the table. They do not look evil. That would be too easy. They look excited. They have a tablet, a quarterly target, and the terrifying confidence of someone who has just discovered a demo video. First they play do more with less. This card has somehow been legal in every format forever. Its effect is simple. Every remaining employee gains 3 new responsibilities and loses 1 quiet afternoon. Then they chain meeting token. Meeting token summons 2 extra meetings, which cannot attack, cannot defend, and still somehow take priority over the actual work. Then comes strategic realignment. Nobody knows exactly what it does when it hits the field. You just look around and notice 3 chairs are empty, 1 Slack channel is gone, and the roadmap now says focus. Right when Alex, our poor IT worker, thinks the turn is over, management flips the trap card, mandatory upskilling. That one is powerful because it sounds hopeful. It says good news, you can survive the future if you learn 6 new tools, 3 frameworks, prompt engineering, cloud cost optimization, and emotional resilience by Friday. The wild thing is, upskilling is actually good. Learning new tools is good, but when the card is played by a person who just removed half the team, it feels less like training and more like being handed a helmet after the asteroid already landed. But the employee deck is not empty. This is the part I think people forget. The worker is not just sitting there with no cards. Alex still has legacy system Colossus. It is ugly. It is old. Nobody wants to admit it exists, and yet the entire company makes money because it has not fallen over since 2014. Alex also has the one person who knows the password. That card does not look impressive until production goes down at 2:13 in the morning. Then suddenly it becomes the strongest card on the field. There is also Context Shield. This one blocks a surprising amount of damage. Because AI can summarize tickets, draft emails, and suggest commands. But it does not automatically know why the billing job fails. Only on the last Thursday of the month when finance uploads a file named final, actually final. That is not artificial intelligence. That is folklore. That is company archaeology. That is one tired person saying, oh yeah, Dennis wrote that before the migration. And honestly, every IT department has a Dennis. Even if Dennis left 5 years ago, Dennis is still somehow making architectural decisions from beyond the org chart. Now we get to the boss monster, because the AI card is not weak. That would be a boring video, and also not true. AI can be genuinely useful. It can draft code, summarize logs, explain a weird error message, write tests, translate requirements, and make a junior employee feel like they have a tiny assistant sitting next to them. That is real. The problem is when the boss monster gets summoned and everyone starts reading extra effects that are not printed on the card. Someone sees AI write a clean paragraph and immediately says, so we need fewer people. Someone sees it generate boilerplate code and says, so the whole platform team is probably fine with 1 intern and a chatbot. Someone sees a demo where nothing breaks, and that is the cursed part. The strongest AI card is not replace every worker. It is make complexity look cheaper than it is, because the hard part of work is not always typing the thing. Sometimes the hard part is knowing which things should not be typed. Sometimes it is owning the mistake after the thing goes live. Sometimes it is telling a manager gently that their beautiful automation plan is about to email every customer twice. As far as I know, AI has not yet learned the most important enterprise skill, which is saying, I understand the request, but please do not do that. So here's the final turn. HR starts assembling the forbidden 5 card combo. Card 1, AI. Card 2, restructuring. Card 3, efficiency. Card 4, market conditions. Card 5, strategic realignment. When all 5 are on the table, nobody says the word layoffs for 3 whole minutes. They say transition, they say optimization, they say evolving needs of the business, and then a portal opens under the employee's chair and sends them to the LinkedIn shadow zone where every post begins with some personal news. That is the joke, but also kind of the point. AI is not just one thing in the workplace story. It is a tool, a threat, a productivity boost, a budget excuse, a career anxiety machine, and sometimes just a very shiny card people play because it sounds more futuristic than cost cutting. So if there is one takeaway, I think it is this. Do not pretend the AI card is fake, but also do not let anyone pretend the AI card explains the whole duel by itself. The real game is messier than that, and honestly, the rulebook is probably in a portal nobody can access. So here's my question. If your job became a trading card, what would its effect be? Would it negate meetings? Would it summon coffee? Would it protect one legacy system from being touched by executives for one more turn? So yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.